Yeah, absolutely. And that is part of the reason for the words adopt responsibility. It is a realization that this is my responsibility. That is that the
Mm,
weight of this
mm,
rests on the individual, and the individual is me. And there's a guy named Aleksandr Solzhenitsyn who lived through. Well, first he fought on the side of the Russians in the Second World War. He fought against the Germans. Then when he was imprisoned in a war camp in Germany, he was when he came back to Russia, it was Stalin in charge at the time. The Soviet Union saw him as almost like a traitor for the fact that he had gotten caught, and so they put him in
mm,
the gulags
mm,
in Russia. And there he started to write a book called The Gulag Archipelago. And his experience through all of that, the experience of having one enemy like the Nazis with this, very strong patriarchal leader, Hitler, at the top of it. And on the other side, this Soviet Union as kind of the enemies to his life. He had so much of his life was obviously his life was completely ruined by these two parties, these two ideas, and everything that was happening in the world. But what he determined in a prison cell in a gulag in Russia, where this book found its meaning, was he determined that all of that was the fault of the individual, and in some way it was his own fault, and it fell back on the fact that he was a sinful human being, and that he decided to take responsibility for
mm,
the brokenness of the world, the evil of the world. And even though he had like the absolute worst people he could have blamed for his situation, he actually asked himself, what did I do wrong to get here? What did I do wrong to sow into a world that creates the Nazi party? And then what did I do wrong to sow into a world that creates the Soviet Union? And he had done a lot on the side of pushing forward in the values of the Soviet Union. And so he had every reason to be a victim in that moment, but he decided, no, this is actually my responsibility. It is true. I can look at the world as a victim, and that's true. I can also look at the world as someone who is responsible and take the
mm,
representation that Jesus gave us, which is I bear the responsibility for the brokenness of the world, not in the ultimate way. Jesus did it in an ultimate sense. He did it in an infinite sense, but take that
yeah.
same model and bear the cross of the broken world to take ownership of the broken world and do whatever you can to take that weight on your own shoulders, and to fix it at the level of the individual. So not trying to fix some crazy, political system that I don't understand. In this, it's ridiculous to me how people have that view that they as an individual need to fix these massive systems. There's so much that we can do for that, but the main means to get there is we fix ourselves. We become responsible for ourselves at the individual level.
Mm.
So